Motorfest is almost here, so in preparation for week 1, which features American pop culture, I've made a list of the 10 best American pop culture cars for your very first custom car show. Let's go! Real quick before I get into the video, if you're looking to play Motorfest with me, you can do so by joining one of my streams. I stream every single week on Kick and YouTube, so catch me wherever it's convenient for you. The best thing to do is to turn on notifications so you don't miss them. Alright. The cars on this list have two things in common. They are American and they are significant to American pop culture. So let's get into this in no particular order. And the first car on my list is the DeLorean DMC-12. Now this car is something that you don't see on the road very often, even here in America, but it's known for being the car in Back to the Future. Back to the Future being one of the most popular movie series in American history. The car is known for having those gold wing swing up type of doors and for being a complete time travel machine in the movie. The next car on my list is just in general the Camaro. The Camaro was already popular because of its muscle car versions, but in modern day times, it was made super popular by the movie Transformers, or the whole series Transformers, as its role for Bumblebee. It's one of my personal favorite muscle cars of all times, and it is one of the most popular cars in our history. And sticking with the muscle car theme, the very first muscle car ever, this is the car that set the stage for every single car that followed, the Pontiac GTO. This is maybe the most important muscle car of all time because it actually did that. This was the very first muscle car style. This is what every other muscle car tried to do after it. So I only thought it was absolutely fitting to put this on the list. Next up is the 67 Impala. Now this car was made popular by the show Supernatural. Supernatural was one of the longest running TV shows in American history. It ran for something like 300 episodes and 15 seasons. It was an insane show, and this Impala was featured as one of the main cars. This car also appeared in various music videos over the years. Next up is the Firebird Trans Am. Now this car was made popular by a show called Smokey and the Bandit. This was Burt Reynolds in his prime. This is just an absolute classic. It's got the big bird on the hood. It's just a cultural icon. It looks amazing. Burt Reynolds looked amazing driving it. It's just an absolute icon, and that's why it's on the list. Next, I've got the Crown Victoria. Now this is known for being the cop car for many generations, and it's really the cop car in nearly every single movie made as I was growing up. So this car had to be on the list. Next, we'll do a couple of SUVs, starting with the Cadillac Escalade. Now the Escalade maybe wasn't the most classic car for sure, but it's definitely a status symbol for like a lot of celebrities in many music videos and TV shows throughout the 2000s. Now the Escalade that you get to modify in the game is a 2012, which is one of the more modern ones. The ones that were made very popular in the early 2000s when music videos were going crazy and it was a huge cultural status symbol. The other SUV on my list is the Hummer H1. This one is basically known for being a military-ish vehicle that civilians could drive, thanks to a petition that was also signed by actor Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, Schwarzenegger really liked the Hummer H1, and so he became part of this revolution to sort of sign this petition to make sure that this was a street legal car. It's sort of a weird story, and it was led by this actor. Next up on the list is the Mustang. Now you can choose whatever year you want because it doesn't matter. This is the most popular muscle car ever, and you can Google it. If you just Google most popular muscle car ever, the very first thing that's going to come up, and there's a long list of different options, is going to say the Mustang. So the Mustang had to be on this list. And the last car on the list, which also has to be on this list, is the Jeep Wrangler. This is an absolute off-road icon. This is still the off-road car to have in many rural places around the US, and its following is very much a cult-like following. The people who love Jeeps love Jeeps, and they love people with Jeeps and other Jeeps peoples with Jeeps. Jeeps are just a thing, and it's a thing in the US, even though it's not a car that I necessarily like, but it absolutely deserves a spot on this top 10. All right, I'm super interested to see what the community does for these custom car shows and how this all goes down. I would love to see one of the cars I've got on my list be the winner for this custom car show for week 1. It would be amazing to see all these DMCs or the Camaros or Firebirds or any of these cars that I've named. Actually, I would love to see a Crown Victoria win, because this car is known for being the cop car, and it's not necessarily known for being a super popular, because the cops throughout the 90s and the 80s and pretty much any time have not been that popular here in the US. But that being said, it would be cool to see this Victoria win. It's a very strange car, and hopefully the customization options for it are pretty cool. Anyway, that's the video for you guys. If you have any questions about any of my content, you can always send me a DM. I answer every single message. You can send it to me on Instagram, Twitter, or Discord. And once again, keep an eye out for my streams and lots more Crew Motorfest content coming for you. Thank you so much for watching. Trigger out.